I want to talk about some key pillars for this little universe I'm creating as well. These pillars are issues and components of the company and the organization, the way I want to run it, that are very, very important to me, and that you guys have seen expressed whether or not you're explicitly aware of it. So first and foremost, especially as you guys got a taste of today, this event was kind of lopsided with the schedule, whatever. There's a global, comprehensive panorama approach, as I usually call it. So you guys at this event have gotten hit with career advice, wealth advice, relationship advice, self-improvement, relationships, dating, health, fitness. Usually we even have more things like on top of that, like self-defense. So as you've noticed and as you've experienced, there's a very comprehensive, fundamental global approach. And I think this is very, very important. Our film director spotted this years ago. He pulled a little clip out of me giving a health and fitness talk. And the quote is along the lines of, can you succeed in every area of life, or one area of life without many, I can't remember the quote. He knows what I'm talking about though, and you guys can see it in the trailers we have, some of the more famous ones. Basically, it was me at a young age identifying that a broad scale approach to life was very, very important. Arthur Jones is another one that David Landau was talking today, you guys, to earlier today. His approach was what he called a generalist approach, and he was very passionate and very fucking serious about that, like everything else in life, which is awesome. I think it is also very important, and that's why I invite so many different speakers who are specifying in some certain area of life and experts in some certain area of life onto this platform, and I'm integrating them as tightly as I can into an awesome platform, a singular platform where you guys can come to it and have like a buffet of just awesome, awesome content that will make your life better in every single way, because every area of life is important, not just one, even if you just have one in your immediate focus. Another key pillar of this event and in this platform and this universe that I'm making is that it has to be available worldwide. Fortunately, I've made it in the time of the internet where this is very easy. But it always needs to be online. It always needs to be available by video anywhere in the world with internet. Basic, but important. There needs to be a huge freemium component to it, not only coming to the events, of course, where you guys are paying, but a freemium component, so online. Right now, that's YouTube. Before that, it was just the website we had where we had free videos to support the event. And that is super, super important because of impact. And many people over the years have persuaded me or tried to persuade me to close down a lot of the free content or even all of it and go with a pure premium model where we just charge for videos or the content like everyone else. I don't like this at all. I think there needs to be a legitimate, very significant, expansive, and significant, I think I already said that one, free component to it, because you need access to it without paying money to reach millions and millions and millions of people, which is what I want to do, millions of men. There also needs to be a premium component, which I learned not too long ago, because freemium stuff is unfortunately unsustainable. There's a very short window in the 10 years of this company where there was enough advertising revenue, so free viewer-based revenue, where the company was sustainable. Otherwise, it's not sustainable. So you need to have the impact, but it can't do it on its own. There has to be a flip side of that coin, freemium, premium. The premium, of course, is 21 University and the events. These tickets, as of yet, are not free. You guys have to pay to come anyway with flights and hotel. We charge you a ticket. You have an awesome time. We also have 21 University, which is helping support the company and making it sustainable and healthy, which is where it's like Netflix for men. You pay money, you get the videos from this event early, and you get them ad-free, unlike the freemium version when they have a shit ton of ads in them. And there will be a shit ton of ads in this video on YouTube. Enough to annoy you. If you don't like it, pay for it, man. Another key pillar of this event and this organization is that it's pro-men and pro-masculinity. It is not primarily anti-feminism, which is a collectivist movement that I really, really dislike. And 99% of our speakers do as well, and they talk about it. Tanner Guzzi, a speaker recently in Orlando, Florida, touched on this, that it's a lot more powerful and important and useful to focus on the positive. The negative is also useful. Evil things should be opposed. I believe that firmly, and I stand by it and act on it. But it's more important to focus on the positive. And in a culture and a civilization that is so hostile and aggressive and tense towards masculinity and male sexuality and men as individuals, you need this. And it needs to be part of the company, and I've done that, I think, very successfully over the years. Another one is pro-philosophy and pro-reason. Philosophy is basically the fundamental approach that I use to keep the company fundamentals-based, principles-based. And what that results in is a comprehensive global approach. So philosophy and that fundamental approach is guiding to the broad approach. And without it, you get over-specific and you get a lot of basically the tips and tricks you see on the internet. That one secret to get laid with the girl. There's very little of that here, and there's a reason for that. Philosophy is that reason. Reason is what guides me to get the best speakers I can in the world of this event, rather than for example, in the dating industry, you hear the dating coaches all the time complain about how most of the pickup industry is complete shit. These guys are charlatans, they suck, they don't know what they're talking about, they're full of shit, they're selling bullshit every day of the week, and it's horrible. Them coming here is like a mecca for them because they like all the other speakers and coaches. They're like, oh my God, amazing. These people don't suck. Steve's laughing, he's right. He's seen it more than anyone here probably. Him and Nick and Brent maybe. So reason is what guides me. Reason and a rational approach to human life, not some fanciful or emotional one or subjective one, an objective one. Finally, it needs to be pro-self and pro-individualism. Pro-self meaning, well, pro-self, you are important, your life, not becoming better for even someone you care about, your family, your friends, whoever, society or some shit, or for women. Let's be better men for women. No. You be a better man for you because your life is important, first and foremost. Your happiness, your success that you want to achieve in life. If there are things that are a close second to that, no problem with that. But your life is important, you need to keep that in mind. And with this company and with this organization, I do that, and I do it relentlessly. This is from Yaron Brook back in 2012 at the 21 Convention in London. I'll never forget this moment because during his talk, he gave a talk on basically moral philosophy, why be selfish. During his talk, he said, the goal of my work and what I do with the Institute, I'm paraphrasing, is to save Western civilization. And this hit me really hard, and it got kind of like quiet, like in a movie, like where it's like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? It was important to me because it was the first time and the closest time in the entire history of the company, even to this day, where I heard someone give a purpose to their work that was very, very, very close to my own. It hit very close to home for me in my heart and my mind. That was in 2012. In 2010, you saw this company taking a turn. We started getting a lot bigger speakers. This is when we had Dr. McGuff and Mark Sisson, which really opened the event up to getting even more speakers beyond that. I bring up Yaron's point because I think what he said, saving Western civilization is a goal. That in many ways is what I'm doing, but I'm doing it in a more specific way than he is. He's doing it more broadly with other issues in human life. So in this talk, this is a picture taken very shortly after the talk. Unfortunately, there are no good pictures of me actually doing the talk, but very close. So in this talk, Changing the Course of a Generation, at the end, I talked about things like saving Western civilization and changing the course of a generation, clearly by the title. But I did something that pissed off a lot of people, including objectivists, that would follow someone like Yaron Brook. I said that men are the ones who are going to do it, not women. And I knew that was true, and I was convinced that was true, but I didn't understand why at the time, and I couldn't understand why for years. I really didn't know. I was firmly convinced on the total sum of my knowledge that that was the case, that men would be the ones to do this, not women. And this is important to recognize and understand. And I didn't know why. Now I do. Men are leaders. Women are not the ones who are problem solvers on the scale that we are and to the depth that we are. We have to do it. We have to lead. We have the burden of performance on us to do this. And as a testament to that, you have what? Civilization. Everything that's in this world that we enjoy, almost everything has been built by men. This camera, this room, the air conditioning, the TV, this little clicker in my hand, everything, the phone in your pocket, everything has been built by men. We built civilization. So back then, I didn't understand how different men and women are. And another way you can put this is that women create life, men make life possible. And civilization, Western civilization specifically, is the ultimate expression of that. Right here, right now, you guys sitting in it.